Hello everyone, I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And we're here to recommend things.
Indeed we are.
Vince, what do you recommend this week?
I recommend a DVD, or as it's affectionately called, a divid. Anyway, here it is, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. I don't know whether this is considered film canon or not, but it's definitely one of the best Western movies ever made. I like The Searchers a little more, but I actually own this video, so so I recommend it. It's good. Jimmy Stewart, or James Stewart, however you wish to say his name, John Wayne. It really is. It's all about the man who shot Liberty Valance. This movie is absolutely fantastic. It made me fall in love with Lee Marvin. Now, I will say this, for when people set out to watch old movies, they start to bring their modern sensibilities to it. Even if they used to watch these movies back in the day and still love them, if they watch an old movie, they start expecting modern type pacing for epic films. I think people, when they watch old movies, even if they're mainstream type old movies, they need to approach it with the mindset that are derailed. But they need to approach it with a certain mindset to say, hey, this was made back in the day, and it's going to be more of an art house type of picture comparatively to what we get most of the time. So, because there's more in common with old films, as in stage productions, than there are with between today's stage and film. So, I'm saying this is definitely worth it. It has interesting time issues about when things actually happen, who actually did things. It's really interesting. I gotta say, it's worth watching. If you want to get into some old stuff, see what's out there, this is a good place to start. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. There was even a song, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Really?
Yeah, made for the movie. I think it was on the top 10 for a while. Could be wrong about that, but it was definitely very popular. Oh yes. You're gonna go home with this movie today.
I am?
Yes, you are.
I like every time we do this is like a game show, you know what I mean? It's like, and I get a lovely parting gift. Today I am recommending a comic from the mid-90s, Spawn Batman, by two writers and artists who two of my fellow reviewers vehemently despise. Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane. Vince, of course, is not a big fan of Frank Miller, and Eric is not a big fan of Todd McFarlane. So,
I'm not a big fan of Todd McFarlane either.
I decided to go ahead and recommend this one this week because Eric and I, blows himself up, dude. Eric and I did a two-part thing on his channel about Spawn, and would you quit that? About Spawn, and I wanted to. I've been getting a lot of people asking me about good Spawn comics, and this is one I haven't been mentioning, so I thought I'd go ahead and mention it now. This one's cool because I've always liked McFarlane's art, and we get to see Batman drawn like Spawn, which I think is just really an interesting take on it. And so, it's Frank Miller's writing, and it's Todd McFarlane's art, and it's really, I'm messing it up, but the art is really great. And like Eric and I were talking about the other day on our video, Spawn was only cool when he was colorful, when it was a superhero type title, as opposed to now where it's really not. It's really gritty now. It's not so much of a superhero book, and it's just not as much fun. Spawn was better when he was over the top, and this is over the top, Spawn and Batman, and their relationship together is really interesting because, of course, Spawn would not be the kind of person that Batman would like, And the last panel is one of my favorite panels ever. I won't show it to you because I want you to try to read it, but anyway, it's got a really fun and hilarious last panel, and you can probably I'm not sure where you can find this now. Probably if you jumped on Amazon, you find it fairly cheap. I'm sure I think they made a whole bunch of them. I had a couple copies at one point. So anyway, there is another one because a lot of times when they do these crossovers back in the day, this one was put out specifically by Image. So I mean, DC sanctioned it, but it's an Image book. And then there's one that's a DC book where it's the flip. It's actually Batman Spawn. It's not nearly as good. The art is more gritty, and I don't know who wrote it, but it's not nearly as good. So anyway, if you find them, you get this one over the other one. So that's my recommendation this week.
I don't think Batman's been in everybody else's book. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a Darkness Batman crossover, which is astoundingly good. Yeah.
There's a
I've got it too. Maybe I'll recommend it at some point too. Yeah.
There's a couple Batman Judge Dredds even.
Yeah, right.
And they're okay.
And then of course lots of Batmans crossing into Marvel. Have you read the Batman Daredevil crossover? It's
No.
very good. And then there's a Punisher Batman crossover, which is quite good too.
I've read those. The Azrael one wasn't really as good as the
I liked the Azrael one, but I didn't read the other one. I don't think so. I think the Azrael one's the only one I read. I've got it, so yeah.
It's hanging on your wall.
The art was pretty.
It was. This is true.
Oh, was it hanging on my wall?
Okay.
That one was hanging on my wall too. That's how I ran into it. I was walking down the stairs this morning going, what am I going to recommend? Ah, that looks good. I grabbed it.
Yoink.
Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And we'll recommend something else for you next time.
Right here. At Geeks Not Nerds.
Right? Well, maybe not here. We could be in a different location.
Right here at this, internet place.
We could shoot. Next time we'll be shooting on location at Walmart.
Oh, the sunny shores of Walmart.
The sunny shores of... Shores?
Yes. They have a beach section.